Good morning, Hayom Yom, Yud Beis Tammuz. So the Rebbe begins by saying that today, Yud Beis Tammuz, is an extremely happy and joyous day. It's a Yontif by us in Chabad, and therefore in our prayers we don't say Tachnun. And the reason why Yud Beis Tammuz is a special day, the reason why it's a Yontif, so for two reasons. First of all, it's a really, really special day, and it's a really important day in human history and in Chabad history, because the previous Rebbe, the Friediker Rebbe, he was born today, Yud Beis Tammuz, in the year 1880. And very, very important man. If it wasn't for him, we don't know where we would be today. So very, very, very happy day that the Friediker Rebbe was born today on Yud Beis Tammuz, 1880. Then, years later, on Tes Vav Sivan in the year 1927, so the communists, they arrested the Friediker Rebbe for spreading Judaism and for spreading Yiddishkeit across Russia. And then about a month later, close to a month later, on his birthday, on Yud Beis Tammuz 1927, the Friediker Rebbe was told that he was being released from jail. He was being freed. So that was amazing, amazing, amazing news. Now the Friediker Rebbe wasn't actually released until the next day, until Yud Gimel Tammuz. So because of that, these 2 days, Yud Beis and Yud Gimel Tammuz, for all time, are extremely, extremely important days on the Jewish calendar, on the Chabad calendar, and they are holidays. And that is why Yud Beis Tammuz is a holiday. That's why we don't say Tachnun in our prayers on Yud Beis Tammuz. Now, 2 years later, for the holiday of Yud Beis Tammuz in the year 1929, about 2 years after the Frieidker Rebbe was released, so for the upcoming holiday, the Frieidker Rebbe wrote a letter to the Hasidim telling them what they should be doing on this very important day, on this Yom Tov of Yud Beis Tammuz. And he said all the Hasidim should get together and farbrang on these days of Yud Beis, Yud Gimel Tammuz, in the style and in the way that the Alter Rebbe showed us. And these farbrangans will benefit everybody and should be for everyone's benefit, physical benefit and spiritual benefit. It will bring physical and spiritual benefit. And now at farbrangans, we encourage each other, we sit around and we encourage each other to be better people, to be better Jews, to be better Hasidim. But different farbrangans, different times of the year, could have a different emphasis. And the Friediker Rebbe said that the emphasis that should be placed by these farbrangans, what we should be encouraging each other to do, what we should be talking to each other about in a brotherly way in these farbrangans, is encouraging everyone else and encouraging ourselves to commit more time to learning Torah, to devote more time in our days, more time in our weeks to the study of Torah. If you're learning once a week, start learning twice a week. If you're learning 6 times a week, start learning 7 times a week. But free up more time, devote more time to the study of Torah. And that should be the focus of these farbrangans. And the Friediker Rebbe said, I bless all of you Hasidim that exist, and all of you Hasidim that partake in these farbrangans, that Hashem should look out for you and help you in all areas of your life, physically and spiritually. In all areas of your life, you should be blessed, you should be helped. Hashem should look out for you and bless you. And that is the part of the letter that the Rebbe quotes in Hayom Yom. Now, a few other interesting words that the Friediker Rebbe used in the letter, which the Rebbe doesn't include here, is that, so the Friediker Rebbe said that it's very important, it's very vital, that every single Chassid and every single Jew views himself as a limb of the greater Jewish body. It's important that he views all Jews as one cohesive being, one unit, one body, and we're all limbs in that body. And it's important to view Jews that way and the Jewish people that way for 2 reasons. First of all, when you start thinking in those terms and you start viewing your fellow Jews in that way, number one, it affects the way you view all your other Jews, all your fellow Jews. Suddenly, all your fellow Jews, it's not that person's not a shmendrik, that person's not a good for nothing, that person's not a bad person. That person is a vital part of your being, of your body. That person is essential and important and good and part of me. We are part of the same being, the same body. So one, it brings more value to the way we view our fellow Jews. But he said more importantly, in a way, and why it's important to view the Jewish people as one body, is because it changes the way we view ourselves. We can often think about ourselves that we're useless, we're not talented, we're unimportant, we don't really matter. And he says, when you realize that all the Jewish people are one body, and everybody has a role to play, everyone is a limb, a crucial limb in that body, a body would not be the same without its hands. A body would not be the same without its feet. A body would not be the same without its mind, without its heart, without its ears, without its nose, whatever it may be. Every part of the body is vital. And when you realize that you are part of the Jewish body, you realize that the Jewish people are not complete without you, without what you have to offer. Without you and without what you have to offer, the Jewish people are not complete, the Jewish people are not whole, the Jewish people are lacking something. You have a vital role to play that nobody else could play. And it makes you realize how very important you are, and not just your own life depends on you, but all the Jewish people's lives depend on you in a certain sense, and will not be perfect without you. And the Frieidker Rebbe said that in general this is true, but specifically now in these times that we're living in very, very challenging times, very spiritually challenging times, he says it's specifically important now that every Jew realizes their place. That even the weakest of Jews, the least talented amongst Jews, the weakest of the Jews, realizes their value, realizes that they're a vital organ of the Jewish body. And he said every single Jew, even the weakest Jew, needs to step up and say, this is not happening without me. I'm going to step up and I'm going to make sure that the vision of my ancestors is fulfilled, is carried through. I'm going to make sure it happens. And the Friediker Rebbe says, I am turning to each and every one of you in this crucial time. I'm begging you to stand up, to join the front lines, to sign up and join the front lines and step up to the front lines of spreading Yiddishkeit, of spreading Chassidus, of spreading Torah to the entire world, to the entire Jewish world and the world at large. So God bless you. Have a wonderful Yud Beis Tammuz, and